structured routine to
you
now
don't
just wanting his tablet all the time. I'm Rich.
And I'm Josh.
Make sure your Walkman is at full battery because we're diving into our dad tapes.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for listening to tape number 52 of the Dad Tapes. Let's get rolling. What are we drinking tonight?
Tonight you picked up something I've never heard of from a brewery I've never even heard of before. It's Last Wave Brewing Company. They're from Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. This is it's called A-Frame. It's a 6.1 ABV IPA. I'm eager. I love the colors.
I am too, so do I.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I picked the can. It was like kind of like soothing colors in a
Tropical
sense.
beachy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to cracking. If I'm being honest right now, I think I found a new favorite beer.
Yeah, that's really
This is right up there with the
is really
Slightly
good.
Mighties to me.
Yeah.
It's light. It's a perfect summer beer because there's just enough like citrus to it.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is good. This is
Dude,
good.
honestly,
it's gonna go down quick.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this beats the Tonewood Fuego, in my opinion.
I think the softness of it, yeah. I mean, the Fuego is up there. We put that one. Yo, you know what we need to do?
We really need to rate these beers.
We need to have a running list.
Yeah.
Like we need to put up an actual list so we can say that this is absolutely top 5.
Yeah,
potentially top 3 contender.
This is really good.
This is
Honestly,
amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I grabbed this because
Yeah, me too.
I was looking at a bunch of different cans, and I'm like, yeah. Like I was being real picky. I didn't know which one to get, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the one that I looked at first, and it was this one. So I'm glad I did.
It has notes of passion fruit and grapefruit in a classic package. Anyway, bro, how's your week been?
It was pretty good. A little slower, so it was nice. I didn't have to. It was a nice, calm week for once. I've been busting my ass since I first started back, but we just started on 410s this past Monday, so I got Fridays off again. So I got a nice long weekend again. So
Life be good.
yeah, I'm excited. So tomorrow.
We gotta hit up the golf course at some point in time.
I know. I was literally thinking that today because now that we both have days off on the same time again.
I know.
So
I know.
I was literally thinking, I'm like, man, we can do what we talked about with the recording the episode.
I know
while we're
we can
playing,
go and record somewhere. Like we can do yes.
record on the golf course, man.
I know that's what I'm talking
we
about.
gotta
We can
do?
go into breweries finally.
Yeah.
We can go to the golf course finally.
Yeah, we just got to get it to where we can actually we can record on a night where we're both off, or on a Friday during the day or something, But it's finally starting to look up again, It's
I
nice.
told you, bro.
I'm excited.
We are recommitted. We've renewed our vows to the podcast.
But
So what else? What else, bro? What else?
the weekend itself was kind of a mundane week, It was slow, which was nice. But I get Addison this weekend. Tomorrow, I was able to actually borrow a dump truck from work. There you go. So I'm gonna get some stuff done in the front yard tomorrow. But yeah, it's gonna be a nice little day to myself. Marin will be at dialysis. Nobody will be home, so I can just kind of do some yard work.
You gonna go in that bathroom, give it a little huck to it in there, ain't you, boy? Oh shit.
Oh shit. But no, the week was pretty good. How about you?
It was I don't know. It's been a week. Not a good week, not a bad week, just a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to fly by. I mean, we had some good fun on Thursday night recording with the Batty Daddies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's been crazy between dealing with work. Trying to pivot from Bridget's birthday to Declan's birthday at the trampoline park. And then just trying to keep them preoccupied during my days off. Like having like homeschool for them, you know? Because that's what Joe and I have been practicing. It's because he's gone from such a, you know, structured routine to
you
now
don't wanna,
just wanting his tablet all the time. And it's like, no, dude. Like we set a timer up for it to lock itself after an hour and a half on the weekdays. That's all he gets it for. And he always wants it unlocked. It's like, no.
The other thing you got to think about too is like all the time that he put in with what was it called, the speech therapy.
Yeah.
You don't want to like astray from that because you kind of want to keep influencing that.
Yeah, so like today, you know, he did a 25 math problems and practices, you know, his addition, his subtraction, trying to kind of make it easier for him to understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's just like that. And then with Bridget, dude, she is wild. Sassy as all hell.
It's a 3-year-old girl, man.
Good grief.
You thought the terrible twos were bad.
She's a 3-nager, bro. Like this is ridiculous. My God.
3 going on 30.
3 going on 16. God, at least at 30, maybe she won't talk back to you.
Oh, no, she's going to talk back.
Gosh.
But she's going to talk back with an actual attitude.
Please.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, dude, just, I mean, other than that, honestly, it's just, I guess it's been a good kind of wind down week after Bridget's party, after, you know, the long, crazy week at work. It's just, I mean, it's only going to get busier at work. And it's like imagine.
What do you think is going to be your busiest time?
Ooh, it's starting this week. This all the way through August and into the middle of September, if not October.
Yeah.
It is like you're going to be. Imagine this, right? There's allowed like so many tours in a day. And there's only so many reps.
Yeah.
So the way that it's been working out is like some reps have been taking 3 or 4 tours in a day.
Damn.
And
how long are these tours?
Anywhere between an hour to 2 hours.
Wow. Okay.
So you're sitting there trying to sell.
Yeah.
And rarely does it end on the 90 minutes or the 60 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Most of the time you're able to keep somebody. Even if they don't want to be there, you can keep them there longer.
Yeah, because they're always going to have questions, or you have questions for them.
Well, yeah, no, that's what it is. I mean, you basically ask them like a survey of questions, but you have to do it in like a conversational way.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't want to make it sound boring.
Like, yo, tell me about the last time, like when you went to Florida, right? You told me you went to Florida before. Like, what did you do down there?
Yeah. You're asking me?
No, but it's like that.
Okay.
It's like that. It's conversational questions.
Yeah.
Because there are dude, it's just but
Open-ended
then doing
questions.
that repetitively for a multitude of days and having like it is the battle of mental strength, man. Once you get on your 3rd tour or a 4th tour, because I've had tours where I've had a single tour for like anywhere between 4 to 6 hours.
You sound like
just
you're
trying
getting back
to
from
sell.
Iraq or some shit.
What's that?
You sound like you're just getting back from Iraq or some shit. Tour.
Oh, here we go. No. Don't give me that credit. Anyway, sometimes it feels like Iraq. But yeah, I mean, other than just like work being crazy, I don't know. It's just been like a slow week, you know. Nothing to brag home about.
Yeah, same here, basically.
You know what time it is?
Mm-hmm. I sure do. It's time for us to be Aware Dads.
And how are we going to be Aware Dads today?
With a reading from the book The Daily Dad by Ryan Holiday. Tonight we'll be reading February 1st, There Is No Substitute for Your Love. Now, mind you, we have started a new month, And the theme,
February.
the theme for this month is love unconditionally, the only thing they really want.
Mm-hmm.
February 1st, there's no substitute for your love. In this beautiful and vulnerable memoir, Bruce Springsteen writes that his father said fewer than 1,000 words to him throughout his entire childhood. Maybe you're not greeted with love and affection, he writes, because you haven't earned it. So for decades, Bruce tried anything to earn his father's love. In the 1980s, in his 30s, with a few Grammys to his name, Bruce began to struggle with depression. He wasn't exactly sure why. He'd accomplished more than he dreamed. As an artist, he was beloved by millions and was starting to be discussed in the same conversations as his idols, Elvis, Dean, Dylan. As a son, a man, a human being. Things couldn't have been more different. He felt completely alone. In that loneliness, Bruce picked up the strange habit of driving through his childhood neighborhood. After years of cruising old haunts, Bruce writes, I eventually got to wandering. What the hell am I doing? He went to see a psychiatrist who didn't need the background story to know that Bruce was sensing that something had gone wrong and now he was trying to fix it. Well, you can't, the doctor said. You can't go back. No kid can turn conditional love into unconditional love, absence into presence. Springsteen writes in the last verse of his song inspired by that trauma, My Father's House, about how his father's house forever haunted him. It stood like a beacon calling him in the night, he sings. Calling and calling, so cold and alone, shining across this dark highway where our sins lie unatoned. It's poignant, haunting, and heartbreaking. From the outside, it looked like Bruce Springsteen had everything. On the inside, he felt like he had nothing. It's evidence of our power as parents. No amount of money or celebrity or awards can substitute for your love. That's all they want.
We've all heard a saying that kind of represents this. Each day is slow and every year is fast. Without consciously thinking about it, we've aged to adults and have little ones we now are letting experience the force of time we have gone through. It's not until big events that we slow down our perception of time to reflect and enjoy, but also worry for the future. That worry stems from the fear of missing more as the days get longer, but the years grow shorter. Join us tonight as we discuss the dimension of time and a conscious awareness that we need to find more of it before all of our hairs turn gray, or as we like to call them, wisdom highlights.
It's time for our data dump. In an article published by BBC in November of 2023 that states the experience of time is actively created by our minds, in the notion that time is experienced by our own consciousness, that gives us the ability to control how we experience that time. From the same article, research shows that slowing down the monotony of life by adding novelties to your life can help feel like the rush you've experienced isn't as fast as you're perceiving it. Let's transition to the idea of time and parenthood. Taking from the reference article, there is a way to slow down the perceived ever-speeding wheel of time to at least allow yourself to stretch the days farther. With the idea of taking control of your time, combining it with the idea that 75% of our time spent with our children all occur by the age of 12. It's dire to slow down our days and our years. According to a time survey study published by Cornell University, 46% of fathers felt like they don't spend enough time with their children. The study shows that fathers of children, of whom they don't live with, spend an average of 36 minutes a week with them. Meanwhile, fathers who are living with their children spend an average of 7.8 hours a week with them. And a glaringly obvious reason why fathers feel absent, even to this day, it's more imperative than ever for fathers to take control of their own time. And that was our data dump.
I was waiting for that, you son of a bitch. So that last portion of the data dump, I mean, how does it make you feel? Knowing that, at least according to the study from Cornell, the average father who doesn't live with their children gets them about 36 minutes a week. Now, I don't know how that is quantified, if it's 36 minutes in that in totality that they get,
Yeah.
or if it averages out to be 36 minutes a day per week.
So like if you really sit here and think and spend an average of 36 minutes a week with them, I would perceive that as like actual like quality sit down time with them.
Yeah.
The thing that I kind of think about the difference is like so for instance with me, an example with me having Addison every other weekend. Yes, majority of the time, there's a lot of things that are going on at home, but at the same time, I try to include her in those things.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, like, I'm double dipping. I'm getting things done around the house, or I'm cooking dinner, but I'm also spending time with her at the same time. Like if we're making dinner, she'll help, or she'll be like, hey, can I help you cook something or help you with dinner, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of look at it as like when I pick her up on that Friday, the minute that she gets in the car, that whole weekend is just nothing but her, And yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks because you don't have that on the weekends where I don't have her.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so even if you had her, so even if you were to say during the weekends that you get her, when you combine that up, we'll just say it's like what? If you're able to dedicate 10 straight hours to her, even on a weekly basis, that's kind of going to come right down to 5 because you only get her every other weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think even like if we're being honest with ourselves, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. 10 hours in one weekend to solely dedicate toward her with every minute of those 10 hours does seem a little bit tough.
Yeah. No, it is.
So, I mean, I know for a fact you're above that 36-minute average, 100%. But being a single father,
and that's even being separated.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Being a single father, being separated from your baby mother, and only getting your daughter every other weekend, I know and you know that you're above that number. But how does it feel being and representative of somebody in that situation? How does that make you feel?
It makes, me as a person, it makes me feel good that, what little time I do have with her, I am making sure that I am enjoying that time and she's enjoying that time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of makes me like, in a sense, I feel guilty for other fathers who don't get that kind of time. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, fathers that are in the same situation as I'm in, but they have like a very vindictive partner, ex-partner, and they're having to really, really bust their ass to get whatever they need to do to actually even try to get to say, in a sense, those 36 minutes with their kids a day. Yep. But at the same time, I kind of don't feel bad because, one, I got myself out of a situation that I wasn't comfortable in, for one. Mm-hmm. 2, I'm doing what I need to do for me and my daughter's relationship. That's all that matters to me. I not trying to sound selfish, but I don't care about anybody else's situation when it comes to that.
Fair enough. I can respect that.
Not trying to sound like a dickhead about it, but that is my main priority. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I thoroughly get it.
And even though like me and you kind of don't really have the exact same situations, like you with working and the kids say it's still the school year and the kids are in school, you're at work, and on the weekends you're working. Do you feel like that you get that quality time that you really want to have with Bridget and Declan when you are home from work or when you're with them when they're home from school?
It's tough because when I being the stay-at-home parent for 3.5 years really skews the perception of what my expectations of myself are now. Because beforehand, obviously, I was with them every waking moment of their lives almost.
Yeah.
And even though I did a good job of finding my me time during that process and that journey and finding that ability to dedicate to myself, the balance of dedicating enough time to them, enough time to Jill, enough time to myself is tough. Mm-hmm. And the hardest one that I'm really finding the hardest to dedicate any time to is myself. But that aside, to answer your question, no, I don't find myself, like, I give myself that grace, and it was a process to accept the fact that I'm not going to be as physically present as I was just months ago, you know, in their lives.
Yeah.
But like I even said on the Batty Daddies, that for me, like, when I work, you know me, dude. Like, I obsess. Like, I work. Yeah. I'll work overtime if I need to. Like, I'm arguably a workaholic.
Yeah.
And it's not like a good obsession. It's not like a bad obsession. It's just what I do. I allow it to consume me, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But also not in a good way either.
It's like second nature to you.
Yeah.
So I'm the same way in a sense.
Exactly. And for me, when I come home, it's easy for me to, because after talking to them and you that night, I realized it is easy for me to drop all that stuff at the door, right? Because up until that, even I could sit in the car and try to separate myself from it, but I know that the time that I have with them now is the most crucial time that I have. Mm-hmm. And coming home is just all familiar to me. So, like, being the caregiver, like, I'll come home, I'll cook every night. Like, I tell Jill, just, like, you go watch a movie, you do, to do whatever. Like, go upstairs, take your time, like, do whatever, do Jill things.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm right back into my old element. So for me, it's very familiar and it's very comforting.
Now, let me ask you, while we kind of still are on that section of the topic, when you say you feel comfortable with coming back into that scenario, does that make you feel like you're getting, in a sense, time for yourself? Because all right, so for instance, going from being a stay-at-home dad with the kids all the time and being with them 24/7, and then going into this work scene, coming home, yeah, you don't get much time to yourself, but when you go and you leave that at the door and you feel comfortable coming in and doing all those things and being able to take care of the kids and take care of Jill and make dinner and spend time with the little ones, do you feel like that's filling your cup up when it comes to your time, in a sense? Does that make you feel good because you're getting what you need to fill your cup up?
Yeah, I do. So, I mean, I've got a pretty good routine down now, right? Because I know the importance of just living through the journey that I did as a stay-at-home parent. More than ever did I really thoroughly understand the aspect of, self-prioritization.
Yeah.
And in the morning, so I wake up at like 5, right? Every morning. And I'll come down here and I'll work out. I water the grass, even though I'm
not
still
even
dead.
up that fucking early. Ugh.
I'll read a book. Like, I find that time to dedicate to myself. So that at least sets me up and it prepares me for the rest of the day. My time at work, as rough as it can be, I really do love the job.
You enjoy doing what
exactly.
you do.
So for me, it's also like, as frustrating as it can be, and sometimes I want to slap somebody in their face that are sitting right in front of me telling me that the way they do things in life is perfect. As infuriating as that can be, it's still something that I enjoy. So I'm still like, I'm still pouring out of my cup, but I'm also not pouring out as much. And then as soon as I come home, it's then it's like my cup's being filled with some from them. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, no, absolutely. I think all three spectrums or phases of my day, you know, my morning prep stuff that I do for myself, my work stuff, my come home stuff, it all fills up my cup. So to answer that question, yeah, it does all fill my cup up. It does make me happy, and that self-prioritization. But I want to shift gears for a moment, because one of the interesting things that from the data dump was that aspect. I mean, we all know, like, you know, 18 summers with them, you know, one graduation with them.
Mm-hmm. One prom, man.
Exactly. You know, one real first date.
Yeah.
Things like that, right? But what really fascinated me is that 75% of our entire time with our kids, from the day that they're born till the day that we die, or, I mean, in a very unfortunate setting where they pass away first, that 75% of our time with them is done by the age of 12.
Yeah.
I mean, that's done even before high school.
Yeah.
That's insane. So that leads me to ask you, like, I mean, I know you take every moment with Addie preciously.
Mm-hmm. I try to, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we can do. Nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
So how do you go about your time throughout a week with her and a week without her to make sure you don't find yourself... Because, I mean, we're all going to do it. We're going to sit back and be like, man, I wish, right? But what steps do you take as a dad, and as a dad with partial custody, what steps do you take to try to help mitigate that?
So, yeah, it sucks. You know, being on those off weekends where I don't have her, sometimes I do miss some stuff. But I make sure that I'm there for the important things, you know? Like, for instance, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I took a Tuesday off from work to go to her kindergarten graduation.
Okay.
Like we had just talked about, like, there's one prom,
yeah,
there's one graduation, there's one kindergarten graduation. There's never going to be another one, you know? Like, I made sure that I was going to be there for that, because I wanted to be there for that. So, and it's like I explained to my boss, because during that time, it was our most, like, gung-ho busy time of the season. It's right at the end of a fiscal year with the gas company, and so we got to get all of our work done. So technically, you know, we're really not supposed to take any vacations in the month of June. And I told him, I said, I need a day off. And he was like, well, you know, I told you we don't take vacations or days off in June. And I said, I know. I said, but I want you to realize something. I said, this is for my daughter. It's her graduation from kindergarten. There's only going to be one, and I'm not going to miss it. And he was like, okay, you know, it's only one day. I'm like, yeah. He was like, all right, do your thing, enjoy. And it's like, you know, if you can actually really make other people understand, like, hey, you know, I'm a fucking family man.
Yeah.
And I want to be there for these things.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, and I'll always say it, but the weekends I have her are the most important. And then when it comes down to the off weekends, those off weekends are my time to do what I want to do for myself, to fill my cup up, to relax or get important things done. So that way, when it does come time to have my daughter the following weekend, I don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
It's done. So I don't have to worry about having these distractions when she is here. So I can actually enjoy the time that I have with her. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I honestly agree with what they say, the 75% of time spent with our children all occur by the age of 12, because, not going to lie, I think that that's when they really actually start to build who they are.
Oh, yeah,
that
dude.
transition
That's the
from
years.
the preteen years and going from middle school into high school and all that. That's important. It's really important. Now, I'm going to pick from the data dump here, and I kind of want your opinion on what you think that this might actually mean when it says, in the notion that time is experienced by our own consciousness that gives us the ability to control how we experience that time. From the same article, research shows that slowing down the monotony of life by adding novelties to your life can help feel like the rush you've experienced isn't as fast as you're perceiving it. Now, when they say novelties, what do you think of? What do you think those novelties are that help to kind of slow time down and make it more important with the children and life and having those fun, experienced memories going on? What do you think those novelties are?
Doing something outside of the routine. Doing something that doesn't pertain to, what everyday life consists of. The novelties, for instance, like just kind of whimsically deciding to drive them to Ocean City and walk on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
Or to take a walk down to the park down the street and just stay down there for a few hours with their airplane, with Declan's airplane or his helicopter. It could be to even like take a quick, sudden day trip to like Legoland in Philly or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what novelties are to me, because those are the moments you're going to revel in. And those are the moments that you're going to be able to relish that time, because it's true.
Now, how important do you think that the novelties that we try to implement with our children are going to be? How much of the importance of what we do during those novelties do you think it's going to influence them with their children?
I do. And here's why. I think just like the whole month of January, right? In our Daily Dad, it talked about leading by example, behaviors, exactly. Showing them, guiding them. Yeah. I mean, physically, literally guiding them. And I think doing that, they may not necessarily go and do the same exact things as you did as a parent when they're parents, but the idea, the gist, the notion of what you're doing, the intention of what you're doing is being delivered.
Yeah.
And they're receiving that. And I think it's going to have a ripple effect as they become older. And that actually it's a good segue to our resolution. As a father and a parent, it's crucial for us to teach our littles by behaviors rather than words, such as we've learned all January from our Daily Dad book. However, that same concept needs to stretch to every fathomable reach in our lives. From waking, driving to work, working all day, coming home and eating dinner, to then retiring to the room after several hours of relaxation. Mm-hmm. It's on us as parents to empower our children to slow their own time down. It's on us to teach our children how to do it. It's on us to lead our children down a route of controlling their own time, so they're not stuck with the thought, I wish I could have done more. What's you got any good situations for us tonight, bro?
I got a couple randoms, and I hope you like them.
All right.
First one is titled Tripping by blank. Back in 2010 in the United States. It says, today, my new stepdad proposed to my mom during a family trip to Walmart, FML.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
Jesus. You know what? Hey, man. Hey.
Redneck.
Did it say where it's from?
No, it didn't.
Oh,
I'm going to guess Alabama.
West Virginia.
The next one is labeled Buckle Up by Anonymous in South Africa.
Okay.
Today I found out my wife is pregnant with our third child. This wouldn't be a problem, but we only want 2 kids, and I had a vasectomy 6 weeks ago. They take 3 months to be effective. We weren't careful only one time. And since it was difficult to conceive the 2 we wanted, we didn't think it would be a problem. That sucks to suck. Sucks to suck, bro.
Oh, man. Hey,
careful.
Dude, you took those chances. You took the risk. You knew what you were doing, my
Don't
guy.
be silly. Wrap your willy.
Clearly. Oh, man, poor guy. You deserve that one.
All right. This next one is called Flustered by Anonymous in the United States in Tulsa. I wonder if I know this person.
I forgot you lived out there.
Today, I went grocery shopping with my toddler. At the checkout, I realized that I had forgot my wallet at home. As I frantically searched my purse, my toddler shouted, "Mommy, do we need this?" and held up a box of condoms she'd grabbed from a nearby shelf. Everyone stared and laughed.
Oh my God, that's
That's fucking
traumatizing right there. Oh my goodness, that sucks. Your life sucks. Damn.
And the last one. Because Nobody Questions Bigfoot by
Okay.
Poison Ivy and Bigfoot.
Okay.
Today, I was playing a game on my boyfriend's phone when he got a text from a girl saying, "Last night was so fun." When I asked him about it, he panicked and said we were hunting Bigfoot.
That was a wrong time to take a swig of beer. Hunting Bigfoot. Oh man.
You deserve it.
Where, what did it say where it was located?
Nope.
Oh man.
No location.
Could you imagine if somebody like Mississippi said that, like Bigfoot's in like what dude, you would have just been better off saying ghost hunting. My goodness, dude. Oh wow. You deserve that one. The guy did, at least. Dumbass. Oh man. Hopefully you ain't finding stupid shit like that on our social media.
Be sure to follow us on all our social media accounts. Facebook is /DadTapes. Instagram is at the Dad Tapes Podcast. Twitter at the Dad Tapes. And TikTok at Dad Tapes Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review of the show wherever you listen to podcasts. It truly helps us out. And before we wrap this tape up, let's get to this week's dad joke. Working in a mirror factory is something that I can really see myself doing.
Oh my God. Oh man, I can't. Oh gosh, that one. All right, I could see it. I get it. Anyway, guys, don't forget to rewind the tape before boxing it back up. You know, it helps us out, right? So we insert the tape and we have it from the beginning. We could play right from the start.
Yeah, I can see myself doing that. Oh, man.
We're fucking lame. We're so fucking lame, dude. I'm out, man. I'm out. That was so, man. We're such dads.
I'm checking out, guys.
Peace.
Later.